Hey everybody, this is Mr. Nation. We are going to talk about PowerPoint, animation, and transition. So this is our new assignment for this week. So if you would go into Teams, you're going to go into Teams, you're going to go to your class, and then you're going to open up assignments. And when you do that, you're going to see this assignment called Lesson 3, PowerPoint Trivia Night, Animations, and Transitions. So go ahead and click on that and open that assignment up. And when you open that assignment up, this is what it's going to look like, what you're going to see. I want to first go over our learning goals here. So the learning goal for this assignment is that students will be able to use transition and animation in combination with shapes and shape effects in PowerPoint 2016. The objective for this assignment is that the students will complete a trivia night PowerPoint presentation and apply animation and transition to the PowerPoint, as well as you will troubleshoot slides with errors. So the first thing I want you guys to do is um, watch this quick little video on animating text and objects. So you can click and pause this video and then open up the YouTube video and watch that. So you get an introduction. It's about 5 minutes, so I give you a few minutes, and then come back to this video. Okay, so once you got done watching that video, we're going to look at the directions. This assignment's a fairly lengthy assignment, so it's going to end up with about 18 slides when we're all done with it. So but it's still not going to take you that long to do. You should be able to complete it in a pretty reasonable amount of time, because a lot of the things are doing the same thing over and adding slides and that. So it shouldn't be too difficult to do. But we're going to go through this together here. So the first part of the directions I want to show you at the top here is that we're going to open up the PowerPoint 2016 animation practice PowerPoint. And I'm going to show you how we're going to go about doing that like we did with the last time. So that PowerPoint is attached here at the bottom of the assignment. Right here, that's the PowerPoint. Above that is that video that the link is up at the top, so you can go back and watch it whenever you want. And then here's a copy of the directions for part 1. There will be a part 2 instructions that I will put out there in the next day or so that everybody will have access to as well. So if you would, you're going to click on the 3 dots like it says in the instructions on the right-hand side of it. And when that opens up, you're going to say Open in PowerPoint and click on that, just like we did in the last assignment that we did. When you do that, it will open up the PowerPoint presentation that we're going to be using, which is the PowerPoint animation presentation. So once you have done that, you can then flip back and go back to our instructions here. So I'm going to scroll back up here so we can see our instructions. It says once you open the PowerPoint, it's going to ask you to enable editing. A little yellow tab at the top will come up, and you'll click on that to enable editing. And then I want you to do a file save as. You're going to save that to your H drive. So you'll do a file, save as, and if you remember from last time, you double click on browse and then go find your H drive. So you double click on browse and it'll take you to the network where you can find your H drive to put that up there. And you're going to save this file. So I'm going to say, go ahead and browse. I'm going to go ahead and save this on my desktop here. So I'm going to save it on my desktop. Remember, don't save it on your desktop. And you are going to save this file with the name Trivia Night, and then your first and last name. Okay? Make sure you put that into your H drive so that you have it there. So once you do that, it's going to take us back to this. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this in a smaller section here, pull this directions out as well. Let's see if we can make these a little bit smaller. Let me open up the PowerPoint again over here on this side. So kind of arrange my desktop, and that's what I'd recommend you guys do. Maybe kind of arranging your desktop so you can have this um, on your desktop. So you all know how to play with that. So go ahead and arrange your desktop. So we have access to the instructions over here. I'll make this a bit smaller so it's not in the way as well. Wait, let's pull this over here. Okay, so there's our directions in there. So we've, okay, give me a little trouble with this. Okay, so we've gone through that. We've named it with our first and last name. Now you're ready to start on step 2. Step 2 here says on slide 2, select a text box that contains the Neil Armstrong and add. Okay, before we actually do that, let's go ahead and look at this PowerPoint and see what is already in it and what it's doing. So we're going to do slideshow, play slideshow. Remember, there's 2 places you can do that. You can go down here to the bottom of the slide on the menu bar down here. There's a little click button that shows slideshow. Or you can go to the slideshow tab and say start from the beginning. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Click on this, it says start from the beginning, and I want to walk through it and see what it does. So here's the first slide. I'm going to hit enter or click. It brings up a question and an answer on there, and a character on the side here. Looks like a picture or a shape on the side like a planet. Okay, we do the next one. It opens up. It has the answer on there, but no question. When I hit click, it brings the answer in, and then a planet pops around the corner there. So there's some animation. This here circle here is it's a round shape with a glow effect on it. So we'll go ahead and try the third slide. Nothing's on the slide when you open it up. Question pops in, cute little animation wraps around there, and then the answer automatically pops in too. So if we were playing a trivia game, we probably wouldn't want the answers to pop in at the same time as the question is, so that gives people a chance to actually answer it. We don't want to give the answers away. Slide 4, same thing. It clicks to open it in, and it does a cute little animation on the side there. You see the glow around spin, and the answer comes in. Okay, so and then that's the last slide from it. So we're going to go ahead and hit escape, and it takes you back to your PowerPoint presentation. So we're going to go back to slide 1, go back over here to our instructions. And on this instruction or step 2, it says, on slide 2, select the text box that contains answer Neil Armstrong and add a pulse animation from the emphasis group. Okay, so we're going to go to slide 2. So click on slide 2. We're going to select the text box here with Neil Armstrong. And it says we're going to add an animation. So we'll click on the animation tab up here at the top. And we may have to span these out a little bit, make your page a little bit bigger so you see all your tools. But here's your animations. And if you click inside on the animation, it'll open up all the different animations. And it said a pulse animation from the emphasis group. So here we go. So emphasis, there's the emphasis group, and there's pulse. So we're going to add that to that. And you see how it just kind of pops and pulse. Okay. So step 3 here says in the same text box, add a wipe animation from the entrance group. So in the same text box, so in the Neil Armstrong text box still, we're going to click on that again. And it wants us to add a second animation. So it says this is where you can add additional animations. So we'll click on there. And it says the apply. Okay, wait a minute. Let's double check this. That's the add an animation. And we're going to, okay, let's go back and look. What was that again? In the same text box, add the wipe animation from the entrance text. Okay, so since we already have one, we'll go to this here, add animation, an additional animation. And in the entrance, here is the wipe option. So it kind of wipes in as well. Now, the next step there, it says change the effect options so that it wipes from the left. So we're going to still using that. We're going to go up here and you see there's effect options. So we're going to select on effect options. Let's see what we got here. All at once, add a paragraph. Okay. There's a couple of things here. So we go here, add more interest effects. Okay, let's see if I can figure out. We have to figure out where the wipe is, where the wipe from left is. Okay, so we're gonna figure that one out. Let's open up the animations options box here. So it gives us more. Excellent. Okay. Um, let's see. So it's the animation pane. So this is the one we have the wipe attached to it. And okay, here we go. So here's what we did. So we went to the animation pane. Animation pane opens up and shows us all the animations that are there. So we got animation 1, which is the emphasis pulse. Animation 2 is the wipe. So if you click on animation 2, so see it's selected, highlighted. And then over here it has the effect option. That's how you get to that. And we want it to wipe from the left. So we'll wipe left on that. So it comes in there. Okay. So another way that you can see if you have animations attached to your PowerPoint, you see these numbers here is 1, 2, it shows what you have attached to that PowerPoint or to that slide. So we've already added like 3 or 4 different things to this one slide. So we are on, slide on instruction number 5. Okay, we're still working in slide 2, instruction number 5. It says reorder the animation so that the wipe animation happens first. So in order to reorder an animation, you've got to we'll go to the animation pane, which is what we did here. So we're going to click on animation pane, and it'll show that the first one is on the text answer, and it is the pulse. The second one was the one we were looking at, which is the pull right. So what we'll do is we're going to click on that. We're just going to drag it up above the other one. So now the wipe is first. So let's see what it looks like. So if you click play from, it'll show that. So there you go. You see how it did. I'll play it one more time. So as we click on it, this is how it's going to show in. Slide opens and it wipes in from the right and pulses. So it's going to wipe in and then pulse, rather than pulse and then wipe. So we go back over here to instruction number 6. We are going to change the start options for the pulse animation so it starts after the previous. Okay, so we want to change the start options for the pulse animation. So to do that, we're going to click on the pulse animation, which we just made it the second one. And we're going to change the start options. So here's where your start options are. It says start on a click. We're going to say what it says here is after previous. So we'll select after previous. Now, you also, I believe, if you click over here on this, you can do the same thing from this section over here too. So there's multiple ways that you can do this. So we changed that. So now we are done with step 6, and it says 7. It says use the animation painter to copy your animations to the answer Mercury text on slide 3. So what this is, Animation Painter is going to allow us to take things to other move them to other slides and stuff like that, and move. So we don't have to keep creating each of these over for every slide. So I'm going to make this full screen so we can see this a little bit better. So we're going to go to the animation painter. So let's look over here and see. So we're going to click on the animation. So you have to click on what you want the animation to be. So that step says we're going to use the animation painter to copy your animation to the answer Mercury text box in slide 3. So we select the Neil Armstrong one. We'll go up here in the animation advanced animation groups. We're going to say animation painter. Okay. And then we get this little paintbrush. We're going to go over to slide 3 where Mercury is. And we're going to just click on it and apply it. So now the same effects are happening directly on that. So super simple. We can just copy and paste it, apply it across the board. Okay, so I'm going to make this simple square, go back here to our instructions. Now we are on instruction 8. So instruction 8 says, remove the animation from the text box on slide 3 containing what planet is closest to the sun. Okay, so we're on slide 3, and here's this text box here and the animations that are on it. So we're going to remove those animations. So probably the easiest way I'm going to think is, I'm just going to play with this too, is we're going to go to the animation pane, which is right up here at the top. So we click on animation pane, and it opens up these here, and it says remove them. So if you click on this, you should be able to just hit the delete button and delete that. And then the second one, you'll see there, if you look on the screen, it'll show that there's the zeros that change. You go to the second one and then hit your delete button. So now, if you notice, there's no little boxes or no numbers here next to this. So there is no animation applied to that text box at all. So that was our instruction number 8. Now it says slide 4 and 5 have an error in them. Evaluate these slides and fix the error yourself. So I'm going to let you guys figure that out yourself. So I'm going to look at slide number. I'm not going to do this for you, but I'm going to open it up. And we'll look at slide number 4 and 5. And let's just go ahead and play the animation on it and see how it plays out. So the name slides in, the little animator comes around, no click, and the answer comes in. So everything happens without a click of any kind. So think about how we've done some things in the other ones, how you think it should be. If you were going to be using this kind of as a test or a question, how would you want this to be set up like that? So that's slide 4. When you look at slide 5, we're going to play it. So in the animation pane, you can say play. There, it comes in automatically. It spins and goes through that. Well, let's do this. I just thought about something. So I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. So we're going to go down here and we're going to, down in the bottom, we'll say slideshow. And that'll show you the slide. So actually, when you open up slide 3, nothing happens. I click, the question comes in, and the animation comes around. Then the answer comes in automatically. So think about what might be wrong with that and what would be a better way to lay that out. Okay, I'm going to hit escape. And then I'll go back to slide 5, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and animate that, see what happens. So we do slide 5 again. The slide opens up, nothing there. I click, and the question comes out and pops. The question comes around the corner there and does there. So with everything, one click and everything opens up. So that's what you need to look at and take the time to figure out what you think is wrong with those and make them look like the other slides. So that's questions 9, number 9. Number 10, question 6 says delete slide 6. So we go back to our slide presentation. We open it up. You click on slide 6. You can do a quick right click and say delete slide. And then slide 6 is deleted. So we have completed instruction number 10. So we're going to get like 4 more on this set here. So you're going to instruction number 11. We'll go back over here. And then number 11 says, add a new slide and apply the background format from the previous slide to this new slide. This can be very challenging, so I'm going to ask you to see how you can figure that out on your own to do that as well. So adding a new slide, you should be able to do that. We always go back to, I'm going to bring this open full screen so it's easier to see. You go to Home, and you just add a new slide. Click Add a new slide. Now you notice this slide is black, has the background black, but it doesn't have the starry background like the rest of it. Now there's a way that you can copy a background from one slide to another if you know how to do that. So that's what your challenge is going to be, is to do that. Figure out how to do that. I'm just going to give you a quick little hint. It's going to be under the Design tab, how you're going to put that in there. So that option will be under the Design tab, where you'll find how to fix that background to look new. So I'm going to minimize that out of the way. Let's look at instruction number 12. That says, copy the number on the left-hand side of slide 4 and paste it on your new slide. Update the numbers so that they are in sequence. Okay, seems pretty simple. Open this up. We're going to go up to slide 5. And it's talking about this number here. So this is the question number. So we're going to click on that text box. Do a right click. Select the copy option. And we're just going to jump down, go back in here to this text box, to this slide. Do a right click and paste. So there it is. Paste it in there. But we want to change it, so we're going to change that to, now it's going to be question number 5 on this slide. So that's pretty simple how we do that without too much trouble. Should be pretty simple for everybody to follow. The next question here that we need to look at on our instructions is number 13, and that says, add text boxes with questions and answers that fit into the space category. So these questions are of your choice. So we're going to add text boxes with the question and a text box with the answer. So you want to make it look like the other slide that we had. So let me go back over here and do that. We're in slide 5. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. So if we look back, I'm going to look back at slide 4. I'm going to look back at slide 5 and see where these are. So this is a text box there, and then this is a text box here. Okay, so we want to do the same, put both of those down. We want to put text boxes down on the other slide. So we're going to go down here. You're going to go to your insert, and we're going to insert a text box. The first text box is where the question is. Whoops. Like right here. Pull that out, make the question a little bit bigger. And then in here, we go inside it, double click, and you're going to say, let's say, what is the furthest planet from the sun? So there's your question. This is a little bit bigger, so I think we might want to make the text a little bit bigger. So once we get in there, we're going to highlight. I would highlight and do that, and then make your text a little bit bigger so it looks a little more like. So I'm going to say maybe a 33, 32. Looks about right. Okay, so there's your question in that text box. Now you're going to insert your second text box. We'll put that one down here below. And this is where we'll put our answer. So I believe that is Pluto, Pluto. Okay. The other thing you want to notice, this text box, if you right click here, this text box actually has an outline around it. So we're going to go ahead and put that outline around it in this orange like the other one was. So that's how you change and add that. So we also want to make this just a little bit bigger. So double click in there and then you move it around, get inside there. Let's see if we can, there. Highlight that, change our font to, I don't know, maybe 28. Something, and you can go back and look at them and see how the other ones are too. So there's that. So if we go back and look and make sure we did everything right, everything we're supposed to, it says add text boxes with questions and answers that fit into the space theme, okay? And then number 14 is add animation to the answer box and shape. Add animation to the answer box and add a shape with an animation to match the previous slides. So how creative can you be? How can you make it look cute? So you guys kind of figure this out. You're going to add a shape. So if you want to insert a shape, we're going to go to Insert. And you have the option here for shapes under the Insert option. And let's see, recent shapes. That would be an oval. Planets normally aren't oval. Let's see if we can find a nice circle somewhere. Scan down here, see if there's maybe something. So add a shape. Where's the circle? Maybe that's an oval too. Well, flowchart. What's that? No. So you're going to add one of these shapes and add animation to it. So I'm going to go ahead and click that one. And there we go. We'll add that shape. Okay, so now that the shape is in there, it's got a red fill in it right now, so you could change the color if you want. We can look at some of those things later. So if you want to change the color of it, here's a shape fill. If you pick that, you could change it to a yellow. Okay, and now we're going to add animation to this as well. So we'll go back to the animation tab. And in the animation tab, here's your animation styles that you have. So we're going to look at this and see what do we want this to do? Let's make it spin, okay? Oh, that's kind of weird, kind of interesting. Doesn't quite match the other ones, but you know, you can do whatever you want. Look at the different effects of it. See how the effects, you can change it to spin clockwise, okay? Maybe we don't want the spin. You want to try something else. Let's see what else is here besides the spin. There's a bounce, there's a swirl. Yeah, this is where you guys can just kind of be creative and put something in there that you like that looks interesting. Okay, so we'll leave it like that. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now and leave it that. But this is your opportunity to be creative and do whatever you want. Okay, so guys, that is the first set of instructions, the first part. So we're going to start working on that today. And you have a couple days to work on that, and then we'll add the second set out there, and you'll be able to put those together. So I think it's going to be a really fun little thing to do. And then in the second half, we'll talk about transition and different things like that. So I'm going to go ahead. First thing you want to do, make sure when you do, after you get done adding everything, and even throughout the time, you have the option. You can just click right here. It'll save it automatically to where you created it originally. Or you can go into the backstage and click save here and that. And then, you know, we have some issues with the network sometimes, so you might want to just double check where your document's saved. Make sure you know where it is so that you can add it to the assignment later. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. Right here is our assignment, like I showed you in here. So nothing has changed here. And then that's there, these pieces. So hopefully this helps you guys get this piece of animation and transition down. So you can use this video anytime you want. You can use the other PowerPoint and animation video that's there as well to just look at it. And then you can just kind of play with it. It's really fun stuff to do. You can't kill anything or hurt anything. You can delete anything you put in there, undo it, and that. So hope you guys have a great time with this. And I will have part 2 put together for you in the next couple days. Have a good day.